Welcome to Indie Learning Music Tutor. I'm your tutor Harry, and today we are doing the third installment on permutations, the plucking hand permutations. This is a technique mostly used by acoustic guitar, banjo, and the like, but finger plucking can be also used on the bass. For my own personal ease, because I'm mainly a bass player, I will be showing these exercises on the bass, but you can easily transfer these over to whatever stringed instrument you are using your finger plucking on. For these exercises, we're going to be using rudiments, and what I mean by that is that we will be using dead notes. Generally, the exercises will have very little musical value, and it is more to get the motions into your muscle memory so that you can call on them with general ease. Without further ado, let us move over to the action camera. Action camera! We have a much tighter inset, a much wider inset for this, because I want to make sure that we are seeing what I'm doing with the finger plucking, where my arm position is. You'll notice the arm position is actually at the side of the instrument instead of at the top, where I would normally be when I'm plucking like this. When I'm plucking like this and I want to activate my thumb, I would usually come to the side. And what I will do for this exercise is I'm going to try to call out what finger I'm plucking with when I'm using it. The bass is, my bass has 4 strings, and I use these 4 fingers and leave out the pinky. Normally, even with a 5-string bass or a 6-string bass, I will still just use these 4 fingers and just assign fingers differently based on the amount of strings. When you're using this with guitar, it's pretty much the same deal. You can use your pinky and train your pinky in a similar fashion. I just choose to not, because I'm a bass player. I normally play 4 strings, so I don't really have much utility for it. I guess shame on me. I should probably go and run out and buy a 6-string bass and force myself to use my pinky. Finger assignments. First and foremost, obviously, there's an ergonomic approach to this. Thumb, index, middle, pinky. Right? So when we pluck, while we're training ourselves, we should really start calling it out. And our first set of permutations are going to be just like the original permutations. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 4, 3. So on and so forth. In this sense, it's not very different from the permutations here. The only difference is that we're really just focusing on getting our fingers back into playing position after plucking. When we do our permutations here, we keep them in position, but they are not moving through the strings and being underneath the strings. That is the case with these. The only exception here is the thumb. There's a technique known as double thumbing. A lot of bass players use it. They can use it for their slap technique. Basically, it's like using your thumb like it's a pick. Like it's a pick. Right, back and forth. You can't really do that with these fingers as well because of just the shape of it and how you have to be like in like a claw type of scenario. You can get away with it there, but it doesn't really come through using the other fingers. The only time I've seen anybody really use the backs of their fingers is with flamenco style strumming, but that's strumming, not finger picking. There's that. There's the simplest form of finger picking. Now, when you get past the point where rudiments really don't serve you very well, I would suggest you plug your instrument in, okay, and right, you got your rudiments going, and then start adding notes to it. If you do know how to play chords on bass, that would help. Eventually I will get around to doing a chord video, but today is not that day. And just check to make sure that you're getting a good solid pluck. You don't have to just do rudiments. You can actually add melodic content to your practice, just to check to make sure you're getting good strikes, or you could do tenths. Start on C. I'm not really good at this. I am about it. We have our technique exercises where we use dead notes to generate the sound, to know that we're striking but not really adding any tonic content. We can start adding melodic content so that we can hear that our practice is actually working to create good habits and can be then used creatively. And now, back over here. I want to make sure that everybody is all on the same page here. This is not something that you're going to practice for a day and then all of a sudden it's going to click and you're going to be able to walk away going, I'm obviously a master at this now. I have been working at this for months and it takes time. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to be very kind with yourself. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to stumble. You're going to fail. And the only difference between those who are going to continue to push to get to the next level, and those who are going to either walk away from their instrument or just stay where they're at, is that once you hit resistance, you have to keep practicing, you have to keep trying. I can't stress enough, competent practice schedule, practice journaling, and repetition will serve you to make your playing better. That being said, we do have to be kind to ourselves when we do practice, because we aren't perfect. No, none of us are. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Even the greatest players will tell you that they are not perfect. They practice often, they practice hard, and they achieve a level that is only achievable through practice, but they are not perfect. One could argue that perfection is actually the enemy of good music. So with that being said, we be prepared to, same thing with the permutation exercises, same thing with any of these exercises, to revisit them often, rotate them through your practice sessions. You don't have to do everything every day, but you should probably plan on doing every practice exercise more than once a week, maybe more than once a month, depending on how deep you want to go down certain rabbit holes. With that being said, this has been Indie Learning Music Tutor, your tutor Harry, and thank you for your time. We'll see you next time.